This is a great question. I get it a lot wherever I go. A couple things to remember. You know, McDonald's does 65% of their business outside of the United States. Intel does 80% of their business outside of the United States. The S&P 500, 48% of the revenue of the S&P 500 comes from outside of the United States. So if you own U.S. stocks, I guarantee you have exposure to overseas. And I would argue you want that. All right, so here's the way I divide the world up into short, kind of medium, and longer term. In the short term, I believe the U.S. stocks, everybody was undervalued after the panic, every economy. And so there's probably a lot of great economies to invest in. But the U.S., to me, looks extremely attractive. It's still 40% undervalued. But the medium to longer term, just in case that dinner table vote comes out, let's go for 4, and just blow it up spectacularly, go down in history. If it comes out that way, then medium to longer term, I want to be a little more exposed to overseas. For example, Angela Merkel just won the election in Germany with a parliamentary partner of the FDP party, which, by the way, is kind of like the Libertarian Party of Germany. They want 3 tax rates, 10, 25, and 35 in Germany. Germany right now has 12 to 42, and they go up by every dollar. It's like one of the worst tax systems in the world. And if they get this tax change, they're going to all of a sudden be more competitive than we are. Their corporate tax rates are already lower than ours. So the question is, if you're a business, where do you want to invest? And I would argue Germany, if we're going to do the tax hikes and the big spending and all that stuff in the years ahead. So yes, I would argue that you need to focus a little more on overseas, but you can't forget that American companies are doing a significant amount of their business overseas. And then the last piece to remember is we still have, even with mark-to-market accounting and all that junk, we still have an accounting system, kind of if you compare it to China or India or Malaysia. I like our head-to-head, I'll take our accounting system. So if I can be exposed to Malaysia and China and India through a U.S. company, it's probably the best way to go about it. But nonetheless, it's a good strategy to think about in the medium to longer term.